Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create an intro like this using a torn paper effect. To create the paper background, you will need torn pieces of paper like these. I will share all the assets used in this video in the description. Arrange the paper pieces on the composition screen sequentially until the entire screen is covered. Rescale and adjust the position, and make sure the background is completely covered. I'll fast forward the video now to save time. I'll now reorder the layers to make the first paper piece the top layer, with the rest of papers layered beneath. Now I will create a slight delay of 2 frames between each piece of paper from bottom to top. Select all the layers and pre-compose. Rename if you want. Go to Effects and Preset panel and search for Fill. Double-click to apply to the composition. Change the color to your liking. Once your background is ready, you can export it as a video and save it for later use. Feel free to modify the background's orientation by flipping it vertically or adjusting its angle with the rotation tool. I will undo the changes and keep the direction from bottom to top. Now I will add the picture of a person to animate. Rescale and position the image. Go to Effects and Preset and search for black and white. Double-click to add. Now press Ctrl+D to duplicate the background layer and drag it to the timeline. I will hide the background layer. Select the pen tool and create a mask around the person. Make sure the new duplicate layer is selected. Shift the new layer ahead in the timeline so it begins after the background animation. Duplicate the masked layer and shift it 2 frames ahead. To see the difference, go to Effects and Preset panel, search for Fill, double-click to apply. Change the color to your liking. Now create another copy of the masked layer. Drag it below the image layer, rename it to avoid confusion, and select it as a track matte for image layer. By doing this, you'll give the image a torn paper look. Then, move this layer a little bit ahead so it shows up right after the previous one. Let's reveal the background layer now to preview our intro's appearance. Now I will add a piece of paper here on which I will add the moving text. This one looks good. Adjust the scale and position according to your design. Select the Type tool and type your text. I will copy and paste the text multiple times to create the moving effect. Position the text over the piece of paper and animate. Twirl down the text properties, click on Animate, and select Position. Move the text far to the left and add a keyframe. Move the playhead ahead in time and change the position to move the text far to the right. Looks fine. Now change the color of the paper. Add the fill effect from Effects and Preset. Change the color to your liking. I also have a paper texture image in the project to texturize the text. Add it to the composition and hide the layer. Select the text. Navigate to Effects and Preset. Search for Texturize. Double-click to add it to the layer. Change the texture layer from None to the paper texture you added in the composition. Now, link the paper to the text as a parent layer, so when you move the paper, the text moves with it. Select the paper layer and press P to reveal Position property. Insert a keyframe at the point where the character's animation concludes, or at any moment you choose for the ticker to slide onto the screen. Move the ticker out of the screen, move 7 frames forward, and reposition it inside the visible area. Advance by 3 frames and reposition it slightly to the back. Select all 3 keyframes, right-click and easy ease them. Now select the Type tool and add the text you want. Rescale and position the text before animating. Twirl down the text properties, click on Animate, and select Position. I will time the text to appear after the ticker. Now add a keyframe for position and drag the text towards the bottom. Move 10 frames forward and reposition the text to its previous position. Move the playhead back to the first keyframe. Next, click on the ad and select Rotation. Again, click on the ad and select Opacity. Add a keyframe for both. Change the opacity to 0 and rotation to 180. Move 10 frames forward and revert the values. Here is how it will look. Let's also add the Scale property. Add a keyframe and change the value to 0%. Move 10 frames ahead and revert the value to 100%. I will make some minor adjustments. Now let's add movement to the text and the person. Select the text layer and press P to reveal the position property. Hold Alt and left click on the stopwatch, add wiggle expression, and add these values. Copy the expression. Now select all the layers associated with the person and pre-compose. Select the composition, press P to reveal the position property. Hold Alt and left click on the stopwatch and paste the expression here. Now select the text layer with the name and add Texturize effect to it. Select the texture layer from None to the vintage paper texture we added earlier. Now I will add the drop shadow to the text. Increase the opacity to 100% and change the color from black to white. Increase the distance to 15. Select the text layer and change the color to match the ticker.